What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we got some more modifications going on the Golf right here. We're going to be installing IE's sway bar end links, and then we got Racing Line's adjustable front end links. We're going to go ahead and get the car jacked up, flipped around, and dialed. Alright, there's probably one thing I really dislike about the Golf, and that's the jack up points on the car. They're so hard to get to, and they're skinny and they just crumple. And I feel like on any old one, you'll see them like this, or they're all destroyed. Just because people don't know how to use jacks. But we're not going to let that happen to this thing. So we're going to be starting off by removing that bolt right there, and that is the sway bar end link, which we are going to be replacing, connected to the sway bar right there on both sides. And then we're going to be using a 13mm ratchet, a 13mm open end to go ahead and get these end links off. Make sure your car is not compressed and is drooping the suspension, and it'll make it a lot easier to get it off. Definitely going to want to drill for that. That's a long bolt right there. Alright. Now that those are out, we can go ahead and take our sway bar off. Now you can see how skinny that is. And then we'll be replacing that with the aftermarket one from IE. And it should give us a way stiffer, firmer feel and grip up in the canyons and on the track. Now, to take the actual sway bar off the mounting brackets, you're going to need a 12-point bit. That's what it looks like. And there's 4 bolts, 2 on that bracket, and then 2 on this bracket right here. So we're going to go ahead and pop those off. Now that we've taken all the 4 bolts off, we can go ahead and slide this out of here. So we gotta drop the exhaust a little bit with the 13mm hanger bolts to give us enough room for the sway bar to droop down, and we can take it out. And that's pretty much it. Alright, here's the stock sway bar. It is so tiny, not even like close to how thick this one is. So there's a big difference just in that. We'll go ahead and compare them side by side.
Yeah, boy.
Check that out. I love this green color. It's going to match so well with this car. But you can just see the size comparison of them. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it is just so much bigger. So this is really going to help on the trackless stabilization and cornering, and just everything is going to be so much better with this. So we're going to go ahead and install our new bushings, our new end links, and we're going to go ahead and do that on the table. So IE gives you new bushings, and I actually thought this was pretty cool. They are like a plastic rubber, and they have this mesh on the inside, but they have this thin layer of mesh that helps lubricate, which I thought was really cool. And then they give us some grease, so we'll go ahead and grease those and slip them on right here. and then we'll be dialed. Here, and then I'll save some for the inside of these. So I'm gonna go ahead, lube these up, and I will show you where I place them after it is done. Alright, so here is what we installed. The polyurethane bushings with the lube. Make sure you use all of it because they give it to you for a reason. Make sure everything's all lubed up and nice. Sorry for the gardener noise. Every time I film, they happen to start doing stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and place our links on like that, and then torque them down, and then we can go ahead and throw it back in the car. Alright, this sway bar nut to end link, you're gonna have to torque this down to 40 foot-pounds or 55 Newton meters. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. And this is a 17 millimeter nut. Alright, now that we have torqued these, we are good to go and put it back in the car. Let's go, baby. Now you get to watch the struggle bus. I actually forgot one key part. We have to take these brackets off, the stock ones, and put them on this part right here. Oh, got my knuckles. I was using the hammer to knock these off and I smacked my knuckle. Luckily these go on a lot easier. Just like that. This side's dialed. Now we're good to slap this thing on. Put it in there. She is in. Scratched her up a little bit. Almost trying to get it in. And now we can go ahead and put the bolts in. Make sure when you're putting everything back together, put it all together loosely. Don't do your initial final torque until everything is bolted to the car, and it'll just make your life a lot easier. So now we have to feed the link down into here. This can be a tricky part because you kind of have to pry the rubber down into this hole. See, that seemed to work. Boom, drove itself right in. And go ahead and put these on. Now we'll go ahead and bolt our exhaust hanger back up. Make sure you leave them kind of loose because you'll have to adjust the tips. They may not go back exactly where they were stuck. Alright, now we can go ahead and torque the end link bolts, the one we just put in, and then the two triple square bolts with that wrench right there, and I will put the torque specs on the screen. Alright, these bolts call for 15 foot-pounds or 14 foot-pounds and 180 degrees. So we'll do an extra 180. Alright, now I'm going to use the circle on this to count my 180. when it ends up on the other side, which it is right now. Okay, perfect. Make sure when you tighten these back up, you don't tighten one side and then the other. Just make sure you go back and forth evenly, just like this. And we'll go ahead and add 90 degrees. Alright, there we have it, guys. IE's sway bar and in-link install. All good to go. Now we can go ahead and set her down and see how she looks. It's more so how she feels. You're not going to get looks with this. It's just going to be a lot stiffer and nicer. I don't know why I said that. Alright, just from driving it already, like 2 minutes in, I can feel how much stiffer it is in the steering. It's a lot more dodgier. That's like the best way of putting it. Just the steering input is that much stiffer and like direct rather than stock. So if you guys enjoyed today's video and you are having fun with the Mk7 GTI content, go ahead, subscribe, like, drop a comment down below, and I would love to hear what you guys thought about this video, thought about the mods we've done to this car. If you're a long-time subscriber, I want to get to 2,000 subs. We're almost there. We need like 500 more. So keep up the good work, guys, and thank you for supporting me. So without further ado, I'll catch you guys in the next video.